everyone, hope you're doing well. Today we are back on the second dev server for Updates Direct Hit. Yes, it kind of came out of the blue today, so it just kind of is how it is. And one thing to note, since this will be the first video that you see when it comes to the second dev server, remember, all the normal stuff applies. When it comes to the dev server, it isn't fully finished. These things may change when they hit live. There might be some bugs and all of that good stuff, so make sure to take that into account. In this video we're going to be having a look at the new vehicles which were added to the second dev server, starting off with the TU-1. The TU-1 is a premium aircraft that is actually going to be for the Soviets. It's going to be at rank 4, battle rating 5.7, and this thing packs a bit of a punch when it comes to ground pounding, even though it is a strike aircraft. This machine has access to two 45mm NS-45s in the nose. These have access to the armored targets belt, so 63mm overall. Also has access to two 23mm NS-23s in the roots right here and also right here. Also has access to a bunch of different bomb loads as well. This thing is going to be so annoying to fight. It has access to three 1,000 kilo bombs, and they all drop independently, by the way. So that's three independent drops of 1,000 kilos each. It also gets 6 250s, 3 500s, and 2 torpedoes. So this thing can even be used in naval and be actually pretty good with it. These actual torpedoes aren't the best, but they'll still pack a punch and still do a decent amount of damage. So this thing is looking pretty nice. It is powered by the Klimov M43s, so it has a takeoff power of 1952. Does have a little bit of an issue when it comes to maneuverability. It is based off of the TU-2, if you haven't noticed, and also has two turrets with 12.7s in them, one looking at the top right here and one looking at the bottom, so very similar to what we see from the TU-2. It's definitely looking like a pretty fun machine though, and also a premium to be able to get you past those weird and wacky rank 3 and 4s for the USSR. The next vehicle that is actually the British one, and this is the Mustang. This obviously isn't a new vehicle, it is a GE premium, but it does have itself an updated model, and with that updated model you can see here it is absolutely beautiful. It has a lot of really nice stuff going for it. You can see even just right here how much it is nicer than before. It also has all of the camouflages that you may be useful, including the summer camouflage. Then of course it has the bee camouflage and all of the rest as well, just to add to the bunch. You can unlock all of these, or at least most of these camouflages, by just playing the machine, and it is actually a really fun vehicle. It's a good mid-altitude fighter and works extremely well, and it's nice to see that it has been updated. At the same time, when it comes to the naval side of things, there is a new vehicle being added. Now remember, if you don't from last time, the HMS Churchill, which was the rank 1 reserve destroyer for Britain, is being replaced. So if you don't have this right now and you are on the live server, make sure to get it. I don't know if you can actually get it, but make sure you buy it at least, or crew it so you keep it, because after this update it is being replaced by the HMS Vega that we had a look at last time. Also at the same time they've added in the HMS Verdun, which is replacing the starter premium for the nation of Great Britain as well. So if you don't have the 250G premium that is there right now, I can't remember what it is, if you pick it up then you'll keep it forever, but if you leave it and wait until the update comes out, then you'll lose the opportunity to be able to buy it. So the HMS Verdun is very similar to the Vega. It has the same standard armament, so two dual sets of 4-inch guns. These are very good rapid firing guns, they work incredibly well. It has two single 20mm on it, and then it has two quad Vickers that you can see here in these mounts. So the secondary armaments are slightly different, but the main armaments are basically the same. where the Verdun has access to 220s and 8 12.7s, the Vega has access to 420mm, so that's the basic difference between them. But yeah, make sure to pick them up if you haven't yet, because obviously if you don't, you're going to lose it. The next one is for Japan, and is one that a lot of people have been looking forward to. It is the F4EJ Phantom 2, but it's a Kai variant. This is the upgraded variant of the F4EJ, the F4EJ Kai, and it has access to everything that the EJ has access to and better. It's a vehicle which should be slightly better at the whole dogfighting aspect, and also at the same time it has slightly different modifications as well. So whereas the F4EJ gets AIM 9Es, Js, 7Ds and a 7E, the F4EJ Kai gets access to stock AIM 9Es, so you start off with 2 AIM 9Es when you're stock, then you unlock the AIM 9Js, so the IR missiles are the same across the board, but what is different is the AIM 7E2s. Now the AIM 7E2s basically are a better version of the AIM 7Es. The Sky Flash that we are getting added into the game on the Viggen, and also a few others that we'll talk about, is a direct upgrade of the AIM 7E2. So the AIM 7E2 is more on par with the Sky Flash than it is with the AIM 7E. So this is a more powerful AIM 7E and very close to the Sky Flash's performance. It has a 1500 foot activation distance, so very close compared to the standard AIM 7, and also should have a higher G load. A few sources claim it's 25 Gs. Right now it's in game. It is just 15 because it's just got its stats straight copied from the AIM 7E. So we're going to have a look at it. But basically, it has improved maneuverability. It also has a faster lock-on time, supposedly, as well. So this is seen much more of as a dogfighting semi-active radar missile, which still should have all the capabilities of the AIM 7E and also the other stuff as well. So this is kind of a radar missile which is an improvement over the standard AIM 7E that you see on a lot of the other machines. The F4EJ also gets access to some camouflages, so it has the standard grey one that you should be used to. Then it has the black camouflage on it, which is kind of black but not really. I suppose part of it is, but it has a lot of different things going on it. Then it has the bicolor camouflage, which is probably my favorite, and also the white camouflage, which is just the black one but a little bit of white instead. The engines are exactly the same. Comparing the F4EJ Kai and the F4EJ, the main difference that you will see is the radar. This one has an AN APG66J, and then the F4EJ has access to the AN APQ120. The actual 66J is the F-16's radar, or one of the variants of the F-16's radar, and it has the ability of look down, which is incredibly powerful in the game, especially when you have really good radar missiles. So we'll have to see how that does. It still has all of the flares and chaff available, the countermeasures, and also all the rockets and the bombs. It has all of the systems you would want on these things. You can see it has pretty much CCIP, CCRP, it has RWR, it has radar, it has pretty much everything that is available in the game when it comes to the mechanics. It also is slightly better when it comes to its general use, because it should be not just a slight improvement when it comes to its mechanics, but also flight performance. So that should be nice to see. Another vehicle that is also getting access to something new is the Phantoms for the British. The Phantoms are getting access to the Sky Flashes as well, so the Viggen won't be the only thing which gets these basically steroided up AIM 7Es, which are of British descent, and the FGR2 gets them, and also the FG1 gets them, as you can see here. So it won't just be a mechanic for the Swedish, which I suppose is kind of nice, having a little bit of parity across the board. And then of course the last thing, which is the Jaktviggen. The Jaktviggen is just the JA-37 you saw last time, but now when it comes to the vehicle, it has one change which I'm sure a lot of people are going to be happy about. And this change is the fact that now it's been labeled the variant, the JA-37C, it now has access to flares. You can actually see them just underneath here on these areas right here. And there was also a bunch of other aircraft that did get access to flares. I'm going to do a separate video talking about mechanics and different things in that regard. So, you know, I'll make sure to point them out. But the Viggen, which is coming to the game, is getting some countermeasures. It gets 48 of them overall, and everything else on it has pretty much stayed the same. So this vehicle, instead of just having the offensive capabilities that it's going to have, it's also going to have the defensive capabilities as well. So this thing will be kind of insane. There's a few other changes, as I said before as well. The Sprut is going down in BR to 9.3 and it's getting its reload reduced. But what we'll do is we'll have a look at them in another video. The main thing is, a lot of people are asking for the Viggen change, or they were asking for a variant of the Viggen with missiles, and it looks like that's exactly what's coming into the game. So hopefully people are happy about this. You can see the flares working right there, and hopefully that means that this thing will be a meta definer, which I'm sure it will exactly be that, especially when it comes to aerialistic. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. I'd like to thank BRFC, Swollen Ostrich, Teddy, John Ryman, Universe, Conte Baraka, Eugens Terry, Ambrosius McClellan, Daniel Stanton, Martinez, B. Young, Lafouche, Barine, and Samuel Schlick for supporting the channel.